In fact, I keep talking at your meetings and seminars. And after today's conversation, I was just wondering, what should I say different? Because most of the issues I have been talking about already. In fact, I thank Admiral Dutt for having covered the tangible and technical part of all the presentations. And he has covered them from 360-degree coverage. There is very little for me to add to that. But I will give a very general, philosophical overview of how I look at UDA. Nothing new for you, Arnab. We have talked about this very often. For me, when I look at the ocean as our partner, and it's a historic partner. This is not the first time I'm going to say that the life originated in ocean, yes, and then evolved over millions of years. And we are the consequence of that evolution. So in a way, ocean is the real mother of life. Yes. But as most of the creatures, as part of the evolution, they understood the role of mother much better than the final product called humanity. Right? We didn't understand how to deal with this immense partner, which not only created us, but has nurtured us, has been there at every step of our growth and progress. And we thought we can take it for granted, yeah, and we can do whatever we want. And after so many years of mismanagement or taking it for granted, finally we understood that the ocean is talking back to us. Yes. And given this immense scope and size, we know if the ocean is warning us, it must be something very serious. Yes. So, as a partner, as in all partners, there are opportunities in the partnership and there are risks in that partnership. And when we look at the ocean, we have derived immense opportunities and benefits. Somebody mentioned about blue economy. I have done reports on blue economy. And you look at the food security, energy security, transportation, biotech, energy, renewables. People say that the ocean assets in terms of blue economy could be about $23, $24 trillion. And I sometimes, though I have put those figures in some of those reports myself, but sometimes I feel, this is like a kid talking about something very complex. Yes. We are still not there for having a reasonable assessment of what the ocean means to us. Yeah, for example, one of the presentation is about, for example, the accounting. Now, how do we account something which we don't even understand? Yes. And that is what the ocean is all about. We are given the advantages of technology, given the advantages of mega data analysis and artificial intelligence. When it comes to the ocean, we are still the beginners, in fact. We're just at the initial stage. When it comes to, somebody mentioned about traditional knowledge. I recall again, I have probably done it in the past. I happened to be in Peru, and these Incas and Mayans, thousands of years ago, they could predict when the El Nino or La Nina was coming. Yes, they didn't have technology. They had no satellites. They had no chemical analysis. They had no physical things. but sheer because their experience of living with the ocean. Yes. So they would see the behavior of fish, they will see the behavior of birds, they will see the behavior of clouds and all that stuff, and could very accurately predict that this year El Nino is coming, right? And then because they could predict it several months in advance, they were able to take measures for mitigation of consequences. Yes. Now, today we have tremendous amount of technological support, which they didn't have. Yes. And as a result, our prediction of our partner, whether the partner is happy or unhappy with us, I think we have the tremendous asset in our hand, and we can predict that state of mind of a partner called ocean. And then can plan both ways, either to enhance the outcome that we have with the partner or minimize the impact of its consequences if it is angry with us. Right? So that is what MSP is all about. What are we trying to do in MSP? We are trying to understand the causes of things, because things do not happen in isolation. It takes time for various factors to work together and then come to a combination which results in something adverse or a disruption. Now, do we understand those pathways? Yes. What are those pathways which result in ocean acidification, ocean warming, loss of biodiversity, all those things, or the migration of species, all that stuff? So if you're able to understand those pathways, which are heavily data driven and in real time, you can't say, okay, yesterday I have measured it, so today I can forecast or extend or extrapolate that measurement. No, that is where, in fact, the digital twinning, I know we can never, in my lifetime, we won't have a digital twin of the entire ocean. Yes, it's impossible. But I know that because whatever we may say, we are the superpower in terms of creature or in terms of evolution, but we play in a very small area of ocean. Yes. How much of an ocean we cover through human activities is negligible. And that negligible space, our activity is so intense that it hurts the entire ocean. Can we understand that space? Yes. A factory which may be polluting maybe in 5,000 square meters, but it will impact entire village or entire city or entire nation. So we have to concentrate on those areas where we are active and then understand how far we are damaging our partner. And this is where I think whole MSP on which you are working, Arnab, so closely, becomes very relevant. We should think of 100% ocean because it will take care of itself, because we are not there, right? So, but where we are, ports, the fishing areas, the naval operations, this cable laying, energy extraction. Now, if those areas we understand and we are able to create what is called models and simulation route for that, which means the same go back to the Incas and Mayans. They were seeing something happening. And based on that, they were predicting what will be the consequences now. Yes, so El Nino is a very complex phenomenon. They had no science, but they were measuring. They were seeing, oh, this is happening. That means something is happening. And when they analyze those 3, 4, 5 parameters, they could come to the conclusion, yes, this year is an El Nino year. And they were most of the time very accurate, which means developing those markers. Arnab, I have mentioned that earlier also, right? The whole idea of simulation and modeling is to develop those markers. When you see those markers, you should be able to see what's going to be the consequences. I always say I'm taking the human equivalence. there are blood markers. With one marker, they will tell you whether your kidney is working well or not, or your heart is working well or not. So this is what data is here for. Data can help us develop those models, which then by looking at certain symptoms, we'll say, oh, here is the disease, here is the disease there. Bimari ka more or less 90% we can get to the bimari or sickness or the illness based on a particular marker. Now, if we are able to do that in respect of oceans, I think we'll do a great service to the oceans. We'll do a great service to humanity as a whole. So I think, Vadhvan, you know my views on these matters, and I'm very happy that because most of the time we talked, I used to say, can we take UDA framework for finding real life solutions? Because pure technical and scientific understanding of this will not carry us that far. Can we solve the day-to-day problems of people? If we are able to do it, believe me, people will be with us. But if you are not able to solve it, they will say, okay, go to your lab, do your work, feel happy about it. I have nothing to do with it. Yes. So I'm very happy that you brought in the non-technical team, because I was always worried that we run the risk of defining UDA mainly in techno-security framework. And that would not be right, because the mandate of what you do will come from people, in fact. It is the economics of what you do. It's the sociology of what you do. It's the history of what you do. It's the international relations of what you do. Unless we combine all that together, people will not stand behind us, right? They will see us, we live in our own, kind of a niche, and we are trying to impose our niche on them. Let's find their solutions. Let's solve their problems. And then they will be with us. And this step which we have taken now, this will help us do that. When the economic students go back to their colleges and start talking about UDA and the oceans, when the sociology students do it, when the English honors does it, I think a lot of a job will be done by this. Yes, carrying the message to the people. Because they sometimes don't understand these complex technical terms. They feel very tired of this. Can we convert that language into the language of ordinary people and explaining to them that there are solutions for their problems? Then only the job will be done. Yes. So with these words, Anup, I once again congratulate you. I congratulate all presenters. And if they wish to talk to me anytime, I'll be very happy to talk to them. Since it's all our own in-house, something stuck my mind. No, I was kind of reading a little, a report on, because I read a lot of history and all those. So this was like Ramayana, for example. You see, when Ram gets stuck at the ocean and he has to cross it, yes, doesn't know how to cross it, yes. And then one of the options was use the Agni Shastra and dry the ocean, burn it down, yes. Ram said, we are terrestrial people, we are land-based people. Who was the coastal man there? The Vision was the coastal man. He goes to him, he says, do you have a solution? He says, ask the ocean. It will give you a solution. Yes. Don't burn it down. Talk to it. Yes. And finally, he talks to the ocean and ocean gives a solution. Yes. Rather than burning it down, it provides a solution. He says, here is the solution. Why do you want to burn me down? UDA will provide us that dialogue tool of talking to the ocean rather than burning it down. Yes? So I think with these words, I'll stop. But as I say, any participant, if you want to talk to me on any of the issues, I'll be very happy to do it. Thank you.